What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a monthly manifestation for the sign of Libra. Okay, Libra, you guys are first in the zodiac lineup for group one. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so between you and Leo, Libras will have a double reading only because everyone else got 2 months. You guys got done at the end of May, um, and only got May, but you never got June. So you guys are, kind of special in that sense, and then everyone else will get just 1 month. Okay. So this reading is for June and July for you. Okay. So we're gonna review the dates for the monthly manifestations as I normally do. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe so you can be notified the next time I do a reading for your sign. Okay. Now, in June, we had the new moon on the 6th, the 14th, and the 21st. Okay. Um, Go figure, the moons are matching yet again for the full moons between June and July, the same that they were in April and in May on the 23rd. Okay, hopefully I don't lose you guys because it's a lot of dates. That will happen also again later on in the month, within the year, towards the end. Okay, which is kind of crazy. It's primarily from September, literally until the end of the year, that happens again, where the full moons are matching each other. And so July is new moon is on the 5th, the first quarter moon is on the 13th, and the full moon is on the 21st. Okay, now in the month of June is about taking the time to assess your progress as far as anything that you may still have lingering that needs work to be done upon. Okay, and that means new moon on June 6th was you assessing. Okay, and the reason why it was even more assessing before a first quarter moon where you're supposed to check in on your progress is because of the fact that it is something that needed to be reevaluated. Okay, you may have been stressing over changes in the month of June, and if there was any burnout, it required a need for you to recenter yourself on the 21st. So maybe you've been going persistently or consistently, and leading into the 21st, it was time for you to kind of recenter yourself because maybe you got into that burnout phase of either mentally or emotionally. And so you kind of just need to bring it and dial it back in and kind of reset, because in the month of July, we're talking about having inner strength being the 7th month of the year. Okay. If you're a spiritualist or metaphysicalist, I definitely during the month of June advise to change or charge up your crystals on the full moon, which was on the 21st, part of that recentering. Okay, really cleansing your stones. For someone in particular, I've talked about this before in regards to cleansing your crystals in the energy shout outs. Okay, I don't know if I specifically talked about it in Libras. I may have talked about it on maybe Scorpios and Aries. So because I'm mentioning those signs, you could have those signs in your birth chart. And so maybe you can go check those out on the playlist on the channel. But someone in particular, if you do deal with crystals, make sure if they're water soluble, meaning that they can sit in water. I would use distilled water for crystals, not purified, not tap water. But if you can get your hands on distilled water, like a gallon of, I keep that for my waterfalls at home, and for all the crystals that you do see currently on my Etsy, they were cleansed using distilled water. Okay, so you can let your crystals sit in that. I wouldn't do, of course, not your bracelets. Those I would suggest putting those in sunlight, or under moonlight, if they're not water soluble. But if you have bracelets, definitely don't soak them in water, because of the elastic band, of course, will kind of eventually snap on them, and become too pliable. But nonetheless, you may want to put those crystals in which you're not utilizing anymore. You may want to dip those in some distilled water and let them sit under moonlight, for at least 5 days to reset the intention, for those crystals, or 3 to 5 days. If you plan on reusing them again, then that's why I say 5. But if you're not, then I would say just three nights, three days, 2 days and 3 nights, if that makes sense, which still equals out to 5. Okay, so hopefully you can keep up with that. All right, but that is for the month of June. Now for the month of July, the strength to finally change, quit a bad habit or mindset, which means taking accountability. All right, and thus the new moon on July 5th, promoting change in regards to changing your mindset towards whatever it is you are trying to break. If it's a habit, okay, look at the benefits of breaking that habit, or a change in environment or people around you. Okay, Moon Day is on the 20th, is pretty much when we're all celebrating the first landing on the moon, I believe. And I think the movie is supposed to be coming out. I've been seeing the commercial for it, and go figure, I can't remember what date it's supposed to come out. I want to say it's the 14th, possibly, or the day before Moon Day, which is on the 20th, might be the 19th. But which is followed by the full buck moon, okay, B-U-C-K, buck, all right, which the buck moon really is just symbolizing male bucks and their antlers growing exponentially in maturity, okay. And so I feel like that's the possibility of, between Moon Day and the full buck moon being a full moon, is leading into spiritual growth for everyone, okay. Detox or take the time to cleanse the body. Increase your water intake. I keep water next to me at night at all times. I'm not going to say that I find myself drinking more water in these last couple of days. Again, to stay hydrated, purified, and cleansed, period. Try eating foods associated with chakras, and spiritual baths. Okay, if you're not familiar with spiritual baths, or you're not a bath person, you could do a spiritual shower, which the intention is just to, primarily within the shower, is to cleanse yourself from head to toe, in the sense of washing away what no longer serves you. Okay. This is continued from June, cleansing of the crystals. Okay, so with that being said, that is pretty much the summary for the months. We're going to get into the reading now of the actual energy during the moon phases. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle the deck. This first time for you guys, Libra's energy in June. And I'm going to lay out 3 cards for the moon phases. And then we're going to shuffle again and get your July moon phase energy as well. Okay. So 2 months in one spread. Okay. June energy. And so I'm hoping after I do you guys that I'll be able to get everybody back on one reading for at least for 1 month. Okay. So one from the top, which is for the new moon in June. One from the bottom, which is for the first quarter moon in June. And then one energetically from the middle for the full moon. I had to make sure that I wanted that one to feel the energy of the card. And so that is your layout for the month of June. Now we need the energy for July for Libra. Libra's energy in July. Energy in July for Libra. Okay. We're cutting the deck yet again. And then we'll do the same. One from the top for new moon energy. One from the bottom for first quarter moon energy in July. And then one energetically from the middle. And found that one a little bit differently than what I'm used to. Full moon energy, kind of going from the top of the deck there. My eye went directly to one card. So that is now the energy between the months. Let's see what you guys had going on during, I'll go back to the dates, the 6th of June. Okay, the 6th of June. Your energy, Libra, was in the end of a tough cycle approaches. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Capricorn energy, okay? So, like I said about June's energy period being the 6th month of the year, there's a lot of reevaluation, okay? And so maybe you found yourself going back and forth with a person or about a particular situation, and finally kind of approaching the end of a tough cycle, okay? I don't want to say arguments, but maybe disagreements, maybe, or by the time it got to that time in June of June 6th, it was kind of decreasing in that momentum a bit, of being an issue. And kind of, again, if you were struggling with some things, trying to make a decision on something, potentially around the beginning of June, it was decreasing, okay? Let's see what was going on during the first quarter moon. If you were making any progress, again, kind of either piggybacking off of this energy into, calmer waters, if you will, and maybe into another situation, okay, that is totally separate. All right, maybe you had a lot of things going on in June, okay. Let's see where the progress was in June, which was first quarter moon energy on the 14th. Prosperity lies ahead, okay? Prosperity lies ahead. Taurus energy here, okay? So meaning you were getting some other things done. So maybe while you had maybe more serious matters to deal with outside of this, small, inconvenience, if you will, prosperity lies ahead because you were still able to keep things going, pay your bills, whatever the case may be. For some reason that phrase popped in my head, paying the bills or something about bills. Okay. Um, with that first quarter moon landing on the 14th, protecting your energy at all costs, or whatever it is that you were truly trying to focus on, and following your intuition to maybe put a pin in something else so that way you could move forward and do something else. Okay. Now, let's see what the energy was during the full moon on the 21st, meant for recentering in the month of June for you, if the intention or goal was completed for you, Libra. And it's time to release negativity. Okay, time to release negativity. So Scorpio energy here. Okay. I want to say this card has popped up just a few times in the last few months, to release negativity. So again, I feel like this energy on the full moon on the 21st of June was more so preparing you to lead into the month of July, to have the inner strength to make some changes. Okay. And to just take accountability for the things that you know need to change. Okay. Now, something that kind of came in pre-read while kind of getting ready before starting your reading, that is probably tied between you and Leo, because you guys have a tendency of kind of piggybacking off each other. And it could deal with placements in birth charts. Again, this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Had to make sure for a minute, because sometimes it's not. Like, why? But just this message of being mindful of who you're around during a time of you trying to make a change. Let's say you're making a dietary change, or a personality trait change of, stop apologizing for things that are not your fault, things like that. You'll have someone, that may be around you that's going to throw shade, in the sense of like, oh, how's that such and such coming along? I know you're struggling with that. And that's negativity. Okay. So it's a time to release that kind of negativity. If it's a conversation that you're having with someone, and they're, first thing that you mention is that you want to take accountability for something that you want to change, and they are not so much telling you you don't have to, but pretty much letting you know, or thinking that you're not going to do it. Okay. That you're all talk but no follow through. Okay. All bark, no bite. Okay. And so people may tend to think of you as a pushover in a way, Libra. And I think we talked about that maybe like when I first kind of started here on YouTube in the readings, maybe sometime last year. You guys kind of have that energy around you. And so it's now the time of changing your mindset to start proving people wrong in a way. Not so much so that it becomes your only fuel to do so, which is to make them wrong, but more so do it for yourself. Okay. If you notice something about yourself that you know you want to change, do it for you, not because someone thinks you can't. Okay. Or telling you you're not going to. Okay. So let's get into July here. Okay. July, new moon energy on the 5th. What is your mindset? Okay, Libra. Luck is on your side. This one also very popular in the last couple of readings. Okay, Sagittarius energy here, counteracting the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, so whatever you got over during the beginning of June, luck is on your side to, come up and elevate yourself in a way, from whatever that tough cycle was, and move into more positive situations. Okay. Like I said, if you start letting go of the negative, not only within yourself, but those around you, you definitely will start seeing things change for you. Okay? Now, because the mindset is different, the energy is different. If you start surrounding yourself with people that are more positive and more motivating, you too then become more motivated. Okay? Now, let's get into the first quarter moon, which is on today, okay, the 13th. All right. Centering ourselves, following that intuition, centering ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. Okay. What is your progress? Are you making any progress? Come today or whenever you see this reading. All right. Conclusions are within reach. Okay, conclusions are within reach. New moon is, well, sorry, not new moon, full moon eclipse is here. Okay, and so I feel like that's a precedent to your full moon energy of actually coming to a completion, in the sense of finding what it is that you're truly aiming for, in a way, as it's going alongside this prosperity lies ahead. Okay, with that Taurus energy. All right, and so keep your eye on the prize. Keep making progress, even if it's small progress is still progress. Considering what it is that you need or want to do is also progress, because you're progressing you. Okay, you are progressing into a better version of yourself than what you were yesterday, and that is the whole purpose of my readings on this channel. Excuse me. So let's get into this full moon energy on the 21st of, if or has the goal or intention been completed. Okay, Libra? And we have bring love into the situation, Aquarius energy. This also has been coming up quite a bit. Okay, so Libra, I can't really, I'm not going to try and pinpoint what signs have actually gotten this, because it may be in a placement that's really not that important, but it is coming out. Okay, and so this energy has been trailing behind you. If you've been watching other readings, then you probably already know what sign it was in, and you should have gotten that message then. Okay, that it's time to bring love into a situation, with it's time to release negative energy. Now, I mentioned earlier during the June and July, mostly more so in July, about spiritual baths. Okay, if you are interested, you can go into my Etsy shop. I have some beautiful spiritual baths there, as far as bath salts. I'm saying this, I'm leading into it because of this purple that I'm seeing, purple on purple. Okay, Aquarius is air energy, your co-air sign. Scorpio being water energy. Okay, it's time to speak words of positivity into ourselves, change our mindset, Libras. And so, with that being said, awakening by the beach would be a great way for you to kind of just lift that crown chakra and lift that negative energy off of you. Okay, along with remembrance, which is one of the meditation oils that I have available as well, to invoke that positivity within you, to bring love into the situation, remembering if it is tied to a connection that you had romantically. It's time to remember those good memories that you had with a person, not so much the negative. It is mixed with forget me not and amethyst. And so you can read all about it on my shop. There's a description for every curated oil that I have, in regards to if you're trying to heal from the past. Flourish would be more so your speed as well. And then if it's internal conflicts, all right, is another meditation oil that helps with that because of the green aventurine that is placed within and Genmaicha tea. And then if you are still struggling with any kind of negative thought process of overthinking negative issues with this negativity being here, release negativity, then I would suggest Sanctuary. Okay, so I just mentioned 4 oils to you. Okay, not to say that you should use all of them. It would definitely, I would truly be appreciative and much respect to you if you do decide to get all 4 and use them as you need to. But they are beautiful oils, put together by myself, bottled myself. And so definitely check those out. Wonderful scents. You can use them when you're meditating. You can take them on the go. You can also, if you do yoga, if that's something that you are actively doing, maybe learning how to stretch your body and maybe activate those chakras, if you're a spiritualist, then you can put them on your pressure points and just use them during yoga. I take a spiritual shower from time to time. After my shower, I actually put them on. I put on a meditation and I go to bed. And just let that aromatherapy just kind of lift anything from off of my head as far as negative thoughts or overthinking on some things when I need clarity. Okay, so definitely check those out. You can find the link below. Okay, or you can also go to my About Me page. And you can find the link directly to my Etsy shop there. Same name as the channel, Golden Abstracts. Okay, so we're going to get started with clarifying. I'm only going to pull three cards out of the deck here of the General Rider's Waite for each moon phase, okay, between the months. So we have 5 of Pentacles with an Ace of Pentacles, okay? So we kind of have this 5 here, and they're kind of walking towards this offer that's aiming another way, okay? I feel this energy of maybe either people trying to keep up with you as you received an offer, okay? Or you've offered someone something aside from others, okay? If I add these 2 together, it equals up to 6 of Pentacles. Maybe you're tired of sharing, okay? We've talked about on the channel being careful or mindful of sharing certain things with people because some people take advantage of what is shared, even not so much monetary, but just in the sense of words being shared or ideas or personal situations that you find yourself thinking those are people that you can actually entrust your confidential information to, and they release it, okay? And so you kind of take yourself elsewhere to offer more friendship or closeness maybe to someone else, okay? So I'm going to shuffle 3 times, but we're going to cut in between. If any of this resonates for you, feel free to like, okay? Now we still have that 5 of Pentacles here, walking away from an Emperor, okay? Walking in a opposing direction. You have things to do, okay? Either you have things to do or there's someone who you are connected to that is more important than whoever is attached to this 5 of Pentacles, okay? Point blank period. You're prioritizing, if you will, is what I'm feeling. Last split here before we do a last shuffle. And 5 of Pentacles just won't leave. Okay. Someone in particular, maybe you have some people around you, again, that feel a little deserted, okay, or shortchanged, if you will, with Five of Pentacles. And then we have the Magician here, okay? You have really been on the move, all right? The Emperor showing up, the Ace of Pentacles, now the Magician, okay? You are manifesting. If you are a spiritualist, you are doing what you are supposed to do, okay? If people can't get on board with it, you got to talk to them later. Prioritize your life, okay? If they're real people, real friends, they will always be there and they will understand, all right? This is a time in your life that is very important, Libra. And so people either have to get with it or get out of the way, okay? Last shuffle there, and we're going to go ahead and cut. And then we're going to go ahead and pull. One from the top for that new moon energy. One from the bottom for that first quarter moon energy. And then one energetically from the middle. And I'm going here. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck to see what the overall outcome is of this energy, okay? So let's see what's clarifying that new moon energy between June and July for you, Libra. The end of a tough cycle approaches. With luck is on your side in July is being clarified by the High Priestess, okay? The High Priestess. The High Priestess during new moon, okay? If you haven't been on the channel long enough, I do kind of talk about, or have talked about in certain readings, that new moon energy is very energetic. It's very, it's about new ideas, new things happening. With the High Priestess, you're looking at both sides of a situation, okay? And you're able to see the good and you're able to see the bad. You're able to see even beyond that, using your crown chakra, your third eye, and listening, not only so much or following your intuition, but your heart space as well, okay? In regards to whatever it is that you are dealing with. I'm not going to get too deep into it because of the fact that there are multiple energies within the Libra collective. And I feel like, Libra, your sign is very popular within a lot of birth charts. And so a lot of people may find themselves sharing your energy during this reading, okay? Some may not, in the sense of hopefully they've gotten what they've needed from most of the other readings that I have on my channel, or maybe from another reader. But it feels as though you are looking at or comparing what has transpired within the last 2 months, okay, and how you want things to go moving forward, okay? So really good energy for you to be in between these new moons of both months, okay? Again, paying attention to your progress and seeing where it's gonna lead you, okay? Now, let's get into this first quarter moon energy, okay? Prosperity lies ahead, to conclusions are within reach, okay? Is being clarified by the World card, okay? I have not seen the World come out in a really long time, okay? For this to come out in the first quarter moon energy, I feel as though something has come to a completion during a first quarter moon energy phase, okay? So between either today or last month with the 14th, all right, you have completed something, okay? maybe a behavioral trait has come to a completion where you realize that, like I said before, that you have to stop doing something, in the sense of beating yourself up, letting go of things that you can't control, or, speaking more positivity into yourself, is more so what you're leaning towards in letting go of negative, okay? Whether that means people, places, or things, all right? And so that is a beautiful thing. With those things coming to a completion, again, in the month of June, with prosperity lies ahead and conclusions are within reach, is because you have been really pushing the pavement, all right, and making some really good progress to get some things completed so that way you can continue to move forward to that bigger thing you're trying to get to, okay? So let's get into this full moon energy, where it's time to release negativity and bring love into the situation, is being clarified by the Two of Cups, okay? Two of Cups. So we know what we are thinking about, Libra, potentially a connection, okay? A connection as far as taking out, the negative that transpired. Maybe it's a mutual thing for some. Others, it could be the opposing person is the person who's trying to remove the negativity and be more positive, okay? And be a little bit more compassionate, maybe a little bit more understanding. Obviously, a conversation to be had, a heart to heart, if you will. I'm not saying this month. If you're wondering when, you should be focused more so on your achievements, as far as personal goals and things like that. Let this come naturally, okay? But if it's you that needs to invoke the love into the situation, then it's all dependent on you, Libra, okay? Only you know when's the best time to have a conversation with someone, okay, about what has been transpiring. I get this kind of energy of maybe you've been a little bit up in arms, maybe a little angst, or rigid in a way, or just kind of hyper or something. If you yourself have been somewhat negative, it's time to apologize, kind of explain yourself in a way, especially if it's to a person that really means a lot to you, okay? Now, and you don't want them thinking a way about you, okay? And I feel like they will understand, okay? Now, at the bottom of the deck is the overall outcome, and we have, it's not Pentacles, but it's Cups energy, okay? More Cups energy with the Six of Cups. Now, it could be a conversation of explaining why you've been away, like I just said, up in angst more so than anything, just kind of out in a bad mood, if you will, because I'm putting the Two of Cups with the Six, which equals out to 8, okay? A conversation of why, okay? Now, like I said, there is the probability that some people get left out in the cold because you need to tend to your relationship. But it's also, with the Six of Cups, we always see two children kind of talking. So kind of that really intimate inner child situation, for someone to really understand. And again, being very compassionate in your words and very genuine, so that way that person can have a better understanding again, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the manifesting message of support, okay? What is the message of support for Libra to achieve or manifest their goal? What is the message of support for Libra to manifest or achieve their goal? If anything pops out, I will take it. Otherwise, once I feel the energy to stop, we'll then cut the deck and move or read your messages from the bottom of the deck. Okay. Thought there was another message to share. I think I'm going to stop there. One more shuffle. Okay. Because I did that one shuffle, there's one message. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I'll read that shortly. Any other message? I'm going to take these two because they're poking out more. And one on the bottom. Okay. Dragonfly, I'm going to read first, is showing up here on the bottom. You bring light to this world. Okay. You bring light to this world. Okay, Libra, something about your energy is very infectious, very fluttery. Okay, that's what I think of when I think about dragonflies. I've told a story about me and dragonflies on the channel already, where I had a situation with dragonflies. They don't bother me as much now, but I've kind of gotten over it a little bit. But I've had a dragonfly fly into my mouth when I was younger, and it scared the life out of me. And I spit it out and it flew right out and kept going. But you obviously have maybe this gift of gab, Libra, where you're very infectious, okay, with your energy. And so you bring light into this world. Star, okay, is the one that came out. And the silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity, okay? The silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity, okay? So that's a beautiful message to receive at this time. Again, like I said, you make the changes in your life, then positivity will definitely come, okay? Then we have Labyrinth, all right? Labyrinth, which says transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment, okay? Transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration, enlightenment, all right? So that's what's going on with you right now, Libras. If you find yourself just chaotic in a way mentally, okay, like kind of going around in circles a little bit like this labyrinth here, okay, you're receiving enlightenment. That's this high priestess that's here, okay? So, just embrace it. Take a deep breath in and through your nose and exhale through your mouth, okay? Of, just focusing on centering yourself, releasing any kind of, negative energy, any static energy, if you will, and just release it to where it goes into the universe and it disappears into the ethers, okay? Because you are becoming a new version of yourself every single day. The signs are there, okay? Because God is showing you, the universe is showing you, and it's okay. Write down what those feelings are. If they're negative feelings, write them down and burn them, okay? because they have no place in your life right now, okay? Because the more you stay stuck on negative, you end up stuck, okay? You don't want to stay in that realm. You have to eventually move yourself out of it. And if moving yourself out of it means looking at one side of it and then looking at the other in order to have a good understanding and then be able to release it, okay? Now, last message is that of healing, okay? Before I even flipped it over, I didn't even look at it. Y'all saw my hands, okay? Healing just came out. All right. So, true healing of the mind, body, and soul. True healing of the mind, body, and soul. Okay. This is the month of inner strength. Okay. Another bath salt that I would suggest to you guys is Refresh My Peace. If you've had your peace disturbed, that is the bath salt for you, the spiritual bath for you. It has chamomile, it has peppermint, it has tea tree, and it's a very invigorating bath salt. I use it to actually soak my feet in the sense of restoring my peace and leading me or guiding me to where I am to go next, as far as, you know, asking the universe to direct me and guide me and refresh my peace. I'm literally always, I work from home, so I'm like usually pacing and things and things like that. So, and I'm always asking for guidance. So, I usually use mine as a foot bath, just to help relax me. And so definitely I would suggest that. And I have plenty of things on the shop. I could sit here and tell you many things to try out, but do what's, you know, energetically guides you. Okay. Let's get into your present energy as we try to, you know, wrap up your reading here. What is the energy of the present self of Libra? What is the energy of the present self of Libra? 3 shuffles here. We'll cut and then we'll go to the bottom of the deck. Okay. At the bottom, for your present energy, Libra, we have Darkness Moon, number 7 during the month of July. Okay. There is that enlightenment again, as the moon is kind of hidden up underneath her hair. Okay. But her face is covered just partially, just enough for her to still speak. Okay. Her arms crossed. I feel as though you are somewhat going to protect your heart space, okay? Or feel like you need to protect your heart space. Maybe not yet ready to reveal all of you to someone, okay? Which could be based off of healing from the past, of a previous person, okay? And so you're taking your time with this new energy, okay? But also at the same time, it's a feeling of healing while with someone new, and also kind of still reverting back to the past, but only for lessons, okay? Don't hang anything from your past over someone new, okay? Give them a complete clean slate, all right? Because they are probably doing the same for you, all right? You possibly have more in common than you know, Libra, okay? So, this is air energy. It says there are cycles to everything and a season for everything. Do not push yourself when the tides are against you. Do not be afraid of the darkness, as the darkness is as necessary as the light. Rest and repair. The divine feminine in all her forms is rising. The time for introversion, stability, and planning is here. Lysa, Lysa, is ancient Norse for illuminate in darkness. Okay? Illuminate in darkness. Need for you to bring as much light as you bring into the world, you need to bring into yourself. Okay? Rest and repair is the biggest thing that I take away from this. Okay? I've said it before and I will say it again. Fighting with fate just means our past have won. Okay? There are certain things that were provided to you by the universe, Libra, and you should open yourself to receiving them. But the only way to do so is to let go of the past. All right? So now we're headed into your higher self. To wrap up your reading, what is the potential energy for the higher self of Libra? What is the potential energy of the higher self for Libra? 3 shuffles here. What is the higher self energy of Libra? Okay, bottom of the deck. The law of action. Okay, the law of action. Get out of your comfort zone and take bold action today. Get out of your comfort zone and take bold action today. We have a wolf here with glowing eyes walking up underneath this archway and this kind of crescent moon above them. Okay? So it's time to be bold again, in the sense, Libra, of maybe doing something that you've never done before. Like I said at the beginning of your reading, people who, see you as someone that's always all talk but no doing. Okay? It's time for you to be that person that now does and doesn't say you're going to do and never follow through. Okay? Let's go into the book for some law of action for this message for this. Okay. We're going on page 65, which equals out to 11, which I feel like you guys are continuing throughout this month of July to probably get some more enlightenment. Okay? And this may be considered as a confirmation to invoke that 2 of Cups energy. Okay? So it says, you are being called to take inspired action. The universe desires for you to release the experience of paralysis through analysis, thus this High Priestess. Okay? In fact, every non-action is an action in the realm of consciousness. This card is saying you have a divine appointment to go into silence and listen to the voice within through meditation or prayer. When you get out of your head and get into your heart, you will know what inspired action to take. You have a particular message and gift to give to the world. Thus, dragonfly, okay? The energy that keeps you feeling stuck is the same energy that will keep you flying with inertia. Take action now. Call up someone and give them a love bomb today, meaning tell them how amazing they are and why you love them so much, okay? I don't see what is wrong or why people don't take the time to actually just give flowers. Not physical flowers, but verbal flowers, okay? If you love someone, tell them. What is so bad about telling someone that they are loved? Because you never know, they may have been wanting to hear that from someone for a very long time, okay? And vice versa, okay? If you get that, um, hold on to it, okay? For every harmonic and loving action, there is a retribution of harmony in one's life. For every chaotic and harmful action, there is payback for chaos in one's life. Okay? That is also part of this message of the law of action. Okay? Understand that everything that you do has a ripple effect, whether it be positive or negative. Okay? You bump into someone by accident at a store, a total stranger, they could have an attitude for the rest of the day, all because you bumped into them. Okay? But taking the time to bump into that person, know that you accidentally did, apologize, that hopefully sends a message to that person that not everyone is rude. People actually take the time to actually apologize, and they may have needed that. And then they'll go on and maybe pass that same, sentiment to maybe 5 more people. And that invokes change. All right. Change that you may not see, but it should be felt, energetically. Okay. So, with that being said, that's all that I have for you guys, Libra. I hope this helps in some way. If it did not resonate with you, but it gave you a lesson, that it's my job is done. Okay. So, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.